What's most important is, again, what does history say in 5 or 10 years? Because I can guarantee, well, I can get about as close as I can to guaranteeing that in about 10 years, there's not going to have been a single Trump supporter that exists anywhere in the country. It's like Nixon. There were a lot of people that supported Nixon until he was out of office, and then everybody was like, oh, nobody supported Nixon.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Adam Kinzinger just laid out a beautiful thought that is sure to lay many weary minds to rest. He suggests that in 10 years, not a single Trump supporter will exist. And let's take a moment just to bask in the notion and reflect what that world looks like.
We live in a media environment where you get your media from whoever kind of reinforces whatever you already believe, and there is a profit motive on some of these media outlets to not say anything contradictory to what Donald Trump is saying. He's in essence a cult leader right now. He's a man that can stand up and say anything he wants, and these news organizations just reinforce it.
I could actually genuinely retire. If these fascists had not pulled a full siege against democracy, I could have retired after my military career. But now democracy needs defending more than ever, and I'm working long hours every day. I mean, I love my country, and I have no qualms about doing what is necessary at any and all times. But without Trump, I could actually spend some days fishing, relaxing, and talking about other things.
Look, if you have leaders of Congress like Kevin McCarthy, like frankly most members of the Republican Party in Congress, that just simply refuse to tell the truth to their constituents, first off, they're lying and abusing their constituents, but secondly, you can't really expect there to be much of a different outcome.
Or even just going into a store without some quack lunatic coming up to me trying to piece together some convoluted Newsmax conspiracy theory as to how Joe Biden is really a cyborg and Donald Trump is secretly running the government from Mar-a-Lago with God as his vice president and Jesus as his Secretary of State. After 10 years, these dimwits would finally take down their Trump 2020 signs and flags that pollute the front yards of the criminally insane. The only thing handy about those were we could tell which places you want to stay far, far away from. Maybe we could actually have political discussions focused on the issues for a change, instead of having to address why windmills don't cause cancer, how Italian satellites can't change votes, and that Q is nothing resembling a patriot. We're talking about the return of sanity, the expulsion of fascism, and the security of American democracy. This would be an absolute dream come true, goal achieved, and vision realized. Amends to all the poison Agent Orange has spread across our country. And the fact is, I agree with Kinzinger completely that this is no mere dream, but a very achievable reality. And all of this can come to fruition with the conviction of Donald Trump. Kinzinger is right. People supported Nixon until the deal was done. He resigned, and it was an embarrassment to continue any longer. The same thing will happen here with Mango Mussolini. The ignorant will cling to him and their own last vestige of pride until some time after he is put away. They can't swallow their pride and admit that they've been duped by the most idiotic con man on the most idiotic lie in history. And that's honestly one of the reasons they keep their heads in the sand. There's no greater embarrassment than supporting a traitor. They will never be able to come out and just admit it. They simply will taper off the volume of their support as the tangerine tyrant decays behind bars. And 10 years from now, as Kinzinger suggests, people will ask these MAGA morons how they could fall for such a hollow trick, and they will simply just play denial. There will be that point when history correctly looks at Trump from the eye of objectivity and not the eye of distorted politics. With 2020 hindsight clarify, every last person will know that Donald Trump was an abomination, the worst president in American history, the greatest internal threat to democracy, and the most vile oathbreaker to ever hold office. Treason is not something people want to be attached to, and when that conviction comes down that Trump is a traitor by the very definition of American law, the rats will be jumping off the ship in droves. And I'm convinced that this will be the only way that our country will truly heal. But the good news is, like Kinzinger said, I do believe that our country will truly and completely heal when justice is done. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.